Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to ask the question, should the markets be scared? Or is this just an opportunity to buy the dips across both crypto and the stock market? We're going to answer that question a whole lot more. But before we do, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does, of course, help support the channel, as does all your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. Thank you so much for those. I appreciate that. So let's have a quick look at the news before we look at the charts here. And of course, the first thing that I want to look at is that we have had a hash ribbons buy signal. And in most cases, this has been a good signal in the past. You can see that when this signal has gone off, it usually has been a good buy the dip opportunity. As you can see, each time it has gone off. Now, in the last case, there was a little bit of a drop first. And so we might see something similar here. You can see how it flashed and there was a big candle to the downside before we saw a huge move to the upside. But historically, these have been good times to the dip, buy the dip there for Bitcoin. Okay, so keep an eye on that. You can add that to your charts. You can see I've added this to my chart here, where you can, the hash ribbons indicator, there's the buy signal. You can see the last time that there was that buy signal, we did come down first. You can see that there's the buy signal there on the 22nd of July of 2024. There was a big capitulation to the downside there. That was the Japan yen cash carry trade there. And then we saw a huge move from the upside from that $49,000 level there. Okay, so that was something to keep note of there for the hash ribbons buy signal that we had. Now, also reasons to go down, the Trump tweets, reasons to go up. We got that Bitcoin hash ribbon signal. Everyone's bearish. More people are stacking Bitcoin. We have Mara, we have GameStop are doing it. Stable coins are parabolic. Golden era on policies of Bitcoin. The $1 trillion question is, does Trump have the juice to crash it all? And that seems to be what's happening. But those that are capitulating are the short term. The short term sellers are crashing. And those are the ones that are selling, where the long-term holders are been scooping up more Bitcoin. So generally, that's not usually signs of a market top. Usually, that's a good buy the dip opportunity. So again, the question that comes to mind is, should the markets be scared? They are scared. Let's just say, look, here's the deal. They are scared. Should they be scared? Is the question. Well, I think we should be scared if we see the 50-week moving average, a full candle open and close below there is going to signal the end of the bull run that has historically been the case. But historically also trading between the 20 EMA on the weekly at 87,500 and the 50 EMA on the weekly at 77,600 has been a good time to accumulate Bitcoin. We are testing here the Tribal Trades trend line, one line to rule them all. It's currently struggling there. And really, it's just a matter for me to just really ignore the noise and keep it simple, is just to be buying at the low point here at the 77,000. And of course, now the 50-week moving average is sitting a little touch lower than that at 76,500, is to really buy support. Don't go short at support, buy support and sell resistance. And the resistance is clearly up here around this 50-day moving average, 20 EMA on the weekly. Actually, we need to move that down just a touch there. There we go. We've always got to keep adjusting those. They are moving averages. And so what you can see here is you can see that but you can see selling at these levels here a couple of times and buying around this level here would have turned out to be quite good. And so I'm looking to buy these dips at the moment. I'm not going to panic at this point in the market. How if we do see a big candle open and close below that 50-week moving average, I will start to question if this bull run is over, and not just a close below it, a full candle open and close. Now, of course, I did warn everybody back when we lost that 90,000 level. I said originally when we lost this 90,000 level that I could see us coming all the way down these levels here because we just didn't have any kind of volume in there. We just had three just big candles go straight up. So this is building proper market structure in here. And this does feel a lot like the April-May 2021 crash, which didn't really start to go again until July. So there was several months where we spent down there. And I remember because I bought that dip, just like I am buying this dip. But as per my altcoin video that I did just probably in the last week, how I'm front running the altcoin market, I'm not holding on to any. I shared $2.25 SUI buy. I rode that up to $2.79. I sold it there and then looking to get back in around $2.20 because as you can see, Bitcoin dominance is absolutely surging at the moment. So now is not a good time necessarily to be in the altcoin market unless you're shorting. Now, of course, you may have learned to short if you are a member of the Tribal Trades Discord. Now, there is a link below in the description. If you just click the more button there, the description of this video will pop out. And there is an email link there, an email address where you can email me on how to get more information to join the closed. It's a closed group. It is exclusive by design. And so therefore, if you would like to join that and learn how to short the market, how to make money on the way down, okay? If you haven't learned how to make money on the way down, then this is something that you could do because you could have made money all the way down here. And then when we got up to the top rejected here, you could be making money all the way down here. And this is what we're teaching in the Discord. We have a leverage lounge channel, aka the party zone, and there are a lot of traders in there shorting the market, longing the market. And of course, you can short the market with 1x leverage. So it's just like a spot buy. Look, if you know how to buy dips, if you know how to buy 76,800 and then sell at 85,700, you can learn how to sell at you buy at 86,000 and then you sell for profit down here at 76,000. Otherwise, you are missing out on money that you could be making. This is just a skill that you can learn how to do that. So if you'd love to learn how to do that, join me in the Discord there. And this is not just for short-term traders. This is also for swing or longer-term traders. You can hold open for many days. As you can see, this move to the upside took a couple of weeks to get up there as well. So you don't need to be a full-time trader to do this. You can have a 9 to 5 and still make a lot of money trading this market, both long and short. And also the Stocks with Josh Discord, I'm in there sharing with my own Crown Traders channel in there, sharing education, insights, some trade setups. Of course, we do some leverage trading in there as well. So you can learn how to leverage trade there with me in the Stocks with Josh Discord. And of course, entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? How can you not be entertained when you've learned how to make money on the way up and on the way down? And if a click of a button, you can open your phone, be anywhere in the world and make money regardless of the market situations. And I say this all the time in the Discords, that don't be upset about the money that you didn't make from the work you didn't put in. That's what really comes down to it. Those who are wealthy and are doing well, who are hitting the wins section. We have a wins channel in the Discord. Those who are killing it in there is because they put in the work to learn and to know how to do it. It's as simple as that. If you want to change something in your life, then change something in your life. Okay, so you can find out all that information. The Stocks with Josh Discord is an open Discord, so you can sign up for that right away. There are links there, and of course there's an email address for the Tribal Trades Discord there. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for this trend line here, which has been very solid. It's we can go all the way back very many months. Not just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go back. So this is a very solid trend line on the weekly time frame, and we are holding a little bit of support here at 82,150 right now. But if we lose this their level, then the next level down is 79,800. Then we're coming down to 77,600 and 76,700. Now we could come much further down. Don't even sweat it. We could come down here to 70,000. We could have a long wick, like we saw this long wick here. Look at this huge wick here. That could happen. But it doesn't mean that the bull market is over. We could come down all to 69,000. It really depends on an open. Now it's not going to happen this week because the weekly candle's already opened above the 50-week moving average. We would need to see, first of all, a close below the 50-week average. Then we would need to see an open below it and a close below it. That's really what it comes down to. But we have a buy signal. This usually does not fail. It's usually not a false signal. That does mean, though, that we could, this buy signal could flash, and we could come down to the 73,000. That's 73,400 before we even got to 70,000. I'd expect there to be some strong support. In fact, if we broke through this level, I would expect a long wick down to here, a massive amount of buying here, and a wick right back up above these moving averages here, both on the weekly 50 EMA on the weekly and the 50-week moving average there. Okay, let's jump over to follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And what do we see here is we see a lot of yellow brick road above price on the weekly time frame, right up to 90,000, which would bring us right back into the 20 EMA on the weekly. And there is still more on the monthly time frame, more above. We do have some below price down to the 79,000, but the 6 month is the one that I really want to zone in and have a look at there. And of course, we do see mostly above price, billions of dollars up, all the way up to 110,000, but there are billions of dollars down to 74,000, 72,000, 73,000, billions and billions of dollars down there. Again, if I'm the market maker, I'm going to come down here for one final flush out and then send this thing all the way back to a new all-time high. However, I'm not the market maker here, but that's what I would do. What would you do if you're the market maker? I just think there's just too much money on the table there. Billions of dollars down in that low to mid 70s. The only thing I would say is that everybody's been saying that. Everybody's saying Bitcoin's coming to 73, 74, 72, high 60s. Maybe we go even lower. There is so much liquidity down there at 64,000, 65,000, 66. A lot of liquidity, 66,900. Remember, Bitcoin has never gone below the low of the election week in November's, which has never been broken. That's around 66,800 at the moment. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, as always, it's possible the market makers just leave this liquidity behind and get it at a later time. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that, and if we do see any liquidity left, and to come back and get it at a later time. But that's what I've got for you today, and I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.